Hi, so hello everyone to our presentation about climate data distribution. So we are xClimate, an international multidisciplinary team. So first let's introduce ourselves. I'm Chloe, I study open government at Stockholm University.
My name is Amanda Sjöberg and I have a background in development, international cooperation and international health.
And my name is Trifus, and my background is clinical psychology and cognitive neuroscience.
My name is Davis Kimaro and I took computer engineering from University of Dar es Salaam.
My name is Tamara and my background is on solutions delivery architecture and I'm here from the KTH Global Development Hub.
Okay, so what's our initial challenge? 6 months ago, Joanna Mattensen from the Egerstö City District Department came to us with a problem. The city of Stockholm aims to fight climate change by becoming a green and fossil-free city. And for that, addressing the environmental impact of food is vital, as it is one of the biggest source of emission. So the City District Department has plenty of data about climate impact from food, which could help the employee to make sustainable choice. Currently, they send this report to chefs from of preschool, elderly care and social care. So this report is full of data about climate impact from the food they buy. And unfortunately, it hasn't proved to be efficient yet. And our goal is to find a solution which could make this data helpful for the chef. And now Trifles will talk about the process.
So during our process, we were able to gain some insights and develop a perspective that kind of help us to reframe the challenge and also develop a new point of view. So in our in-depth interview with the chef, we were able to understand the issue. At the same time, it shows that the problem may be different from what we got from the challenge. And here is some of our insights that we gained. When it comes to time management, it was a very significant obstacle that hinders the ability to really work more strategy and education with the kitchen. And when it came to the ordering, it was very time-consuming task that they saw due to the rigid ordering system, and in order for them to stay within the budget, also stay with the environment goal. And when it came to the food left over, of course, they're able to repurpose it for various reasons, but the issue lies on the transportation of the food from the kitchen and to the serving stations. When it came to collaboration with the kids, they would love to collaborate with kids, but due to the time test, they were not able to do it with the time frame. And another thing what we saw was really problem was with the communication, which they saw was very one direction communication, and from there they request more like transparency between the different level of organization, and they would love to be more included in the decision making in order to achieve the common goal. So when it came to the procurement, there they saw like in order the system and the supplies as the obstacle in order to achieve the climate goal, they request more to be a system that will help them, and also they request also a system that is more user-friendly approach, and they need to be more straightforward in order to understanding the data. So, and going to our point of view, data analysts kind of show us like the challenge was not solely about data collection, but it was also more about the system and organization of the barrier that they faced during the climate goal. And so from that, we're working as the chef played like a vital role to the end user in the continuous the process. So they are very essential to all the critical insights. That's why we chose them. And by aligning the work with the data, they could reduce the environment impact in the kitchens. So we came up with the point of view that how can we make it more inclusive for the chef in order to achieve the climate goals. So Amanda will take over from here.
So using this point of view, we came up with 6 concepts to address the different insights that we got throughout the process, of which you can see the different prototypes and concepts here. The first one is regarding the lunch boxes. We know that the kitchen staff is very good at utilizing the leftovers that is in the kitchens. But we came up with the concept of selling leftover foods to include more stakeholders in the process of thinking about lowering the climate waste in food production. Why not sell leftover food to stressed out parents who forgot their lunch boxes, or to staff who doesn't have time to eat, perhaps because they work with the children while they are eating. To combat the insight that the chefs felt that they needed more inclusion in the decision making and also in strategizing to meet the climate goals. We came up with the focus groups, where we have representatives from different levels of the organization talking about the goals and how to reach them. Facing the insight about the chef's preference to work more with children and more pedagogically in the kitchens, we came up with a project of creating a cookbook where chefs, children, and teachers could create environmentally friendly recipes to inspire other kitchens and other organizations in cooking more environmentally friendly. We created a meal prep tool that would incentivize chefs to think more about the climate impact in the meal prepping and before ordering. Today, the data of the climate impact of their ordering is coming after the month after their meal prep or the regular service in the kitchen. So this meal prep tool would give them insights before placing the orders. We also created a procurement backlog to combat the fact that the chefs felt like the different services, the thing that they could buy in the systems that they use currently doesn't really meet their needs or demands of what they need in the kitchens. And we made a dashboard to visualize the data and make it more user-friendly. During our selection process, some of these concepts were deselected. The lunch boxes we had to drop due to food regulations. It has been tested previously in the organization, but the new food regulations makes it impossible to implement. The focus group has been chosen by the city department to be integrated in the current system of the chef network that they are working with currently. And the project of the cookbook might be implemented in a future project. That left us with the meal prep tool, the procurement backlog, and the visualization of data. During testing, we found that the meal prep tool wasn't really seen as time efficient by the chefs. They preferred pen and paper to a digital tool, so we dropped that. And that left us with a procurement feedback loop and the visualization of data, which we combined in a new tool, which Davis here will explain a little bit further about.
Yes, and I welcome to our final concept, which is xClimate, a system that helps organization track progress towards climate goals to help reduce CO2 emission. And it uses procurement, backlog, and data visualization, as Amanda said, to make data-driven decision and provide visual aid for progress tracking. So this is our prototype. For now, this is xClimate as how you see it. So it will help first for strategies to set goals. Like how you can see, you have 1.4 climate goal. This is the goal that is required, and it's been set. So the strategists will be able to set those goals. And now for the chefs and principals, they'll be able to take a look at the progress at how the organization is going. Like they'll say this is one school and it's seeing all these details. Like for this month I got 1.3, which is yay, nice work. But for the last month, like definitely not. And also you'll be able to see like for the whole year their progress. And also at here you guys can be able to see the food groups. So the food groups will be categorized depending on the carbon emission, which food group has high emission and which one has less emissions. and also the product, you get to see which product you're using has the most carbon emissions to go. And at the bottom we have like something simple like a competition and like a motivation. So it's a leaderboard showing which organization has been doing better than the other one. And on the far there you can see we put it to be able to see like the food you are getting from which originated. Like we have that 20% from Sweden, 30% from inside Europe, and 50% is from all other countries. So it shows you all the details about the climate data. And it will also give you the access to see the expenses that you've used, like for this month, how much the food you used at cost. So this gives you all the details about the food cost, depending on the food groups and also the product which costs the most of it. And at the bottom you can see from which originated from which place, like 21k from Sweden and more and more. So, and for that there also comes place where the suggestion. Now let's say you have going to Menigo and you find like the milk from Menigo is quite expensive to the one that you see from Ika, but it's the same product, same level, everything the same, but in Menigo it's more than expensive. So you can just give the suggestion there, and the procurement will get that suggestion and will work on it. So they can choose like to send the feedback to Menigo, like giving them an instruction. So this is quite expensive, can you please lower the price? Or they can work on it on the other procurement process. Now the procurers will be able to see the procurement, the feedback from the users, like they got, you have Andra lives here, but on top you have feedback from Menigo. So when you view the Menigos, and then you get to see all the feedback that have been sent, all of them from every user that have sent the feedback. And also you can view the source, which shows the originated feedback, like the user was here when sent the feedback, which gives you like more visual, like yeah, this really might be the problem, or the user was just like sending a fake comment. So this is what the procurers will be able to see. And from that also we will have the notification and simple and like simple emails. Like for now they receive the Excel data, but from that they'll be able to receive just as simple like this. Like when you see this email, you'll be able to see like the goal required is 1.4, and for this month I have 1.6, and for the last month I have 2.1. If you want to see more details, like you can just go click there, and then you get straight to the whole report. So the chef, even opening the email, they'll be able to see like, yeah, this is how I'm progressing, and it's good or bad. Then they can also get to see more details. So this is xClimate, how it's supposed to be now. So let me help you, Tamara.
Yes, so I'd like to talk about the testing. So as you've seen, it's a very sort of complex system. And of course, there are very many people involved. We have procurers, we have the chefs, and so on. The politicians as well, who give the political goal for the next 4 years. So we've been able to do some iterative testing. We've been able to test with a chefs network. We've been able to test with procurers, and we've gotten some positive feedback. They like that it's easy to use. Initially, we had an Excel file. So now we'll be sending something more easy, visually appealing and easy to use, and they can't wait to actually use this system. Of course, now we are involving the procurers and other people, so we have a bit of disagreements, or they have different requirements from what we have, and so we need to find ways to integrate their requirements with what we currently have on our system, so that when we are giving feedback, the chefs give feedback, it flows into their system the right way. There's also split responses when it comes to the leaderboards. They feel like it's not very motivational to see this other department did better than me. So we need to find ways to make that also work for everyone. And to conclude, I'd like to talk about the impact, scalability, and the future of this project. So we need to ensure that this xClimate system is impactful. And so how do we do this? So our test scenario, our test case right now is the preschools. So what we're going to do is to implement this system once we've gotten enough feedback. And when we see more schools are within our climate goal, after using this system, that means our system is actually impactful and it makes a difference. So that's how we're going to ensure that it's impactful. For scalability, of course, carbon emissions do not only come from food. So we want to see how to implement this solution in different user groups, contexts, and so on. For example, energy consumption, for example, plastics, and so on. So we want to be able to make it more scalable in different contexts. And for our future, we hope to evolve into a comprehensive platform that not only serves the municipality, but even goes beyond, because there are different businesses out there, and with what we do, we have some carbon footprint. So if you're able to make profits and also be sustainable in what we are doing, we'll work towards our goal of 2040 being as sustainable as stated by our politicians. So yes, this is xClimate for a better environment. And thank you.
Also say that if you want to look closer on the prototype, you can reach it through this QR code.
Perfect.